Time for another board game review, and this time we have the game Dog Lover. This was sent to me by AEG and is designed by David Short. Like so many people, from royalty to your next door neighbor, players are dog lovers sharing the joy of adorable dogs. During the game, you'll be fetching cards, collecting bones, and gathering food for your lovable dogs. You will rescue them from the shelter, train them on new tricks, and cherish their unique traits. The player who takes care of their beloved dogs best will score the most points and win the game. Now, if this game looks familiar, that's because it is a sequel to Cat Lady, which I reviewed in episode 128. Similar game, but they've added some stuff. Let me show you how to play. Alright, similar to Cat Lady, in this game you are trying to draft cards and score the most points to win the game. Each player starts out with a, if you're playing your first game, you can do standard tricks, but honestly, the special tricks are a little more interesting, and each player has a different one, as well as a starting dog. Here's a small dog named Taco, and a big dog named Muttley Crew. Now, how you play the game is each round, each player will take one turn in clockwise order. During your turn, you must retrieve a card from the grid of game cards by using any one dog trick you own. At the beginning, you only have your starting trick, but over the course of the game, you can accumulate more. And you never use up these dog tricks. These stay with you, and you can use them over and over again. Now, when you use these, you cannot mirror your trick card. You can only rotate them or shift them. Now, a very important rule is here we have the watchdog. Now, when you're retrieving cards from the grid, you cannot take more than one card from the row or column that the watchdog is next to. So, if I used my kiss trick, I could take these three because they match the formation, right? I could also do these three. However, I could not grab these three because there are two cards in the row of the watchdog. So if I use the kiss trick and I take these three, that works because there's only one card in that watchdog's view. And then if you see on here there's this asterisk, that's where the dog goes for next time. And then you just refill the grid. During your turn, before or after retrieving cards, you can always play any cards you want from your hand in any order. We'll get into that later. And if you've retrieved cards and finished playing cards, you end your turn by refilling those slots. And then the next player goes. Eventually, as the grid gets refilled, you will reach the end game card somewhere in the deck. That indicates the last round of the game. After that, you score. So let's go into all the different kinds of cards in this game. First off, there's the fetch card, which goes to one of the players at the beginning of the game. Playing a fetch card allows you to trade the fetch with one of the cards in the grid while ignoring the watchdog. So you can be like, okay, I want this bone. I'm gonna boop, take it. Once the fetch card is in the grid, then it can be taken like any other card on a future turn. Dogs, when you pick up a dog card, like let's say Taco here, these need to be fed, represented by the food symbols on the bottom of the card. If the dog is fully fed, then you get the points indicated on the left side of the card. If a dog is not fully fed, you get -2 points for it. There are small, medium, and large dogs are worth more points, but need more food. And as you can see, we have food cards. So like a canned food. On this turn, you can discard it to gain 1 canned food. There are also ×2, like scraps. You can get 2 cubes for that. Wild ones are worth any type of food. So when you take those appropriate cards, you take whatever color of food you need of cubes and collect them. Adoption cards, if you collect 2 of these and discard them, you can use them to gain 1 dog from the rescue shelter. These dogs are special because they have special scoring conditions, like 50 Cent here. If you have Escape Artist or Food Thief, 4 points. Escape Artist and Food Thief, 7 points. Here's Bailey. Tuck a chew toy underneath Bailey for a bonus 4 points. I'll get into tucking in a second. Miss Penelope, 6 points per set of small, medium, and big dog you have. So, if you want to get those, you got to get those adoption cards. A walk card, when you take these, you must tuck it under one of your dogs in your play area. If you do, it's worth 2 points. Each dog can only have 1 walk tucked under it, and if you collect a walk and you cannot tuck it, then it doesn't do anything. Bones are cards you keep in your hand. If you have 1 at the end of the game, it's -1. However, if you have 3 of them, you get 2 points for every dog you have. So They can be pretty beneficial. Training cards, when you take these, you keep them until you choose to play them. There are two ways to use them. First, you can use it to tuck it under one of your dogs in your play area. Let me just show you tucking. So, for example, if I got Taco, I can tuck the walk under him, and that'll be 2 points. Likewise with training, if I tuck it under a dog, it'll just be 1 point at the end of the game. Another use of it, though, is you can discard any number of these to gain one trick that costs that amount. So, if I discarded 3 worth of training, then I could get up to a cost of up to 3 of a new trick. These new tricks over here will let you take the cards in different ways. Like here we got point, heal, and crawl. And those let you take the cards from the grid in different ways. So to do that, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to discard these 2 trainings. This is cost 2. I'm going to take the heal. From now on, this is one of my tricks I can use to grab cards. Favorite thing cards. If you collect unique favorites, you can keep them in your hand and score up to 15 points. If you have 5 different favorite things, you get more points. Traits are cards you can attach to dogs. Each dog can only have 1 attached to it. So if you attach it, you put it to the side of the dog, and from then on, it has this ability. So, Rule Breaker. While attached, this dog may tuck unlimited cards for 2 points per unique card type. Of course, it'd have to be on a medium dog, so it wouldn't be on Taco, but you would attach this to a medium dog, and then from then on, they can tuck as many cards as they want. As long as they're unique, you'll score for them. Another example is Food Thief. While attached, this dog may tuck unlimited unused food cards for 3 points each. Pretty handy. And that's pretty much the game. You collect cards, they score in different ways. You can tuck them, you can collect cards, get new tricks, feed the dogs. Make sure you feed them, otherwise you get negative points. And yeah, at the end of the game, once you've run out of cards, you see who has the most points. And that's the game. This is a good example of a sequel taking what makes the previous game work and making it feel fresh and interesting while still preserving the fun of the original. From the get-go, having the tricks mechanic where you can take the cards in specific configurations has a fun, kind of light, almost Tetris-y feel. Like, okay, just angle it. Okay, these ones, I want to grab these cards. That feels nice. And what I like about this game is with the traits, there are actually some like booby trap-esque cards that you don't want if you don't have the right dogs, because then it's like they can either sabotage you or waste your, waste cards. This makes the decisions for the card drafting more interesting than before. I'll be frank, Cat Lady was good and I enjoyed it, but a lot of its scoring mechanics are stuff you see in a lot of other games. This game adds some nice freshness by letting you get new tricks to grab the cards in more ways. What you kinda lose is a bit of the tension of the original, because with more tricks, it becomes easier to navigate and get what cards you want, but it still feels good to unlock more dogs, get more tricks as you go. Overall, I actually prefer this game over Cat Lady, and I thought that game was already pretty good. The trick system is the key to this one. It changes the game in a fun, dynamic way, while still keeping what was fun about the original. Although honestly, I think it still should have been cat themed, but that's fine, I guess.